Hey Bright family, it's Demi here and welcome back to part 3 of my Master the Menstrual Cup series. Today we're going to be talking all about pain you might experience with the menstrual cup, why you might be experiencing that pain, and how you can get rid of that pain. In this series, I teach you everything that you need to know about choosing the right cup for you, how to insert it, how to clean it, how to remove it, how to deal with any pain you might have or any leaks so that you can master the menstrual cup. My name's Demi Spaccavento. I'm the founder of Bright Girl Health. I'm a teacher and a menstrual health educator. I'm not a health professional, but I have been presenting women's health presentations in school for years, and I create online resources to help all of you to have your best period ever. So let's jump into why you might experience pain with a cup. And I'm going to talk in 3 categories today. So pain that you might experience while wearing the cup, pain that you might experience when you're removing the cup, and pain that you might experience when you're inserting the cup. So we'll start off with pain that you might experience when you're actually wearing the cup. So the first reason you might experience pain with your cup in is because it might be sitting against your cervix. So I like to think of the cervix as the gateway or doorway to your uterus. It kind of feels like the tip of your nose with a tiny little pen tip shaped hole in the middle. So you've got your vaginal canal and the cervix is like the gateway into the uterus from the vaginal canal. So when you insert your cup sits in the vaginal canal just below the cervix. Now, sometimes when people insert their cup, if they push it too high or if it's on the wrong angle, part of the rim of the cup might be sitting next to or sitting on top of or touching the cervix. And if your cup is touching your cervix, that can create pain, it can create cramping, and it can also create leaks. So we don't want the cup to touch your cervix. So the first thing you can do to decrease that pain is 1, find your cervix, locate it. Some people's cervix, sit off to the side, some in the middle, some angle a different way. So if you're able to insert 1 finger, find your cervix and just be aware of where it is. When you're inserting your cup, you can be aware to make sure not to let this touch your cervix. Then once your cup is in, you can take 1 finger and swirl it around the rim of your cup, and you can try and get up right as high as you can to the top of the cup to see if your cervix is sitting outside the cup. If your cervix is sitting outside the cup, you could experience pain. So if you swirl your finger around and you can get it as high as to swirl it around the top of the cup, you can make sure that your cervix is inside the cup where it shouldn't be experiencing any pain. So your cup might be too large for you. Your best friend might love the larger size, and you might have a heavy period, so you want the larger size for a longer wear time. However, if the shape of your vagina, the shape of your anatomy doesn't allow you to wear a large cup with comfort, then the small cup is for you and you might just have to change it a little bit more often. So the third reason the cup might be causing you pain while you're wearing it is if you've got it on the wrong angle. So our vaginas don't go straight up and down, so we shouldn't be inserting the cup straight up and down. Our vaginas go on a little bit of a diagonal angle. So when your cup is inserted, it should be sitting on a bit of an angle. So if your cup is tilted a little bit too far horizontal or a little bit too far vertical, you could get some discomfort. That discomfort might come from the stem digging into you somewhere, and it could also come from parts of the cup just not sitting in the right spot. So a way to fix that problem is just to experiment with different angles of inserting your cup, and once you're comfortable, that's a good way to know that you've found the right angle. The fourth reason you might be experiencing pain or cramps while wearing the menstrual cup is because you might need a softer cup. Cups come in different shapes, different sizes, and also different firmnesses. Ooh, I'm gonna get my Saalt soft cup. So the firmness refers to how soft or firm the silicone used to make the cup is. So this is the Saalt cup, and the blue and the darker pink color are the firmer cups. And firmer cups are great because they pop open a little bit more easily. They may stay in place a little bit better for some people. However, not everyone is the perfect candidate for a firmer cup. So I just went and got my Saalt soft cup. This is the packaging, and I have my Saalt soft in the blush color. The blush color is their newest color. So pretty, and it goes so well with my bedroom as well. So this is the desert blush color, and there's a mist gray color in the soft as well. So this is a softer silicone. I've done an entire Saalt soft review here on this channel. So if you wanted an in-depth review of like why the soft and how does the soft differ from the firmer one, then you can go watch that video. I'll link it below. But using a softer silicone cup can help to prevent some of the pain that you might experience from the firmer cup. A softer cup can help to prevent some of the cramping, some of the sensitivity and the pressure that a cup might put on the bladder if it's sitting against the bladder. And so you could try switching to a softer cup if you've troubleshooted everything else and nothing else seems to work. I love my soft cup. I also feel like I can wear the small firm one pretty well as well. So honestly, it's just individual, and like you can just trial and error, try out different cups to see which one is your perfect fit. I'm gonna keep the blush one as my little prop for today because I just love that color so much. It makes me happy. So the fifth reason that you might be experiencing pain while wearing the cup is because you don't need to shove it as far up as you could possibly shove it up. So some people who with lower cervixes might find that the cup sits pretty low to the point where the stem is still poking out a little bit. It shouldn't all entirely poke out, but some people have lower cervixes, which means that their cup sits lower. If you're thinking, oh, I've got to get that right up in there, and then you just shove it up as far as you can, you actually don't need to do that. And it brings us back to the first reason, which was if it's touching your cervix, then that can cause pain. So when we try to just like put it up as far as we can, that can cause pain. So relax, let your body guide you. So put it in on an angle that works with your body. Don't try to force it to go somewhere it doesn't want to go, because when you've got it in a way that fits with the shape of your body, you're going to have the best comfort level as well. So I can wear my cup and not feel it at all, completely forget that I even have it in, completely forget that I even have my period. And I hope that you're all able to get to that point as well. Not everyone is the perfect cup candidate though. So if you feel like you've tried everything and it's just not working for you, maybe you're not the perfect cup candidate, and that is okay because we've got so many options now with reusable underwear and reusable pads and biodegradable tampons and organic tampons and pads that hopefully everyone's able to find something that suits them and their comfort levels and their lifestyle. So don't give up, don't get discouraged, but also know that not everyone's body is the same. So just because somebody else has success doesn't mean that you're going to have the same experience as them. Okay, so that was all about pain while you're wearing the cup. Let's talk about pain when you're inserting the cup. So sometimes people say it just hurts so much to put it in. So here are some few tips. 1, lubricate. You can lubricate with water. You can do it in the shower where there's already lots of water there to lubricate, or you can use a water-based lubricant, not an oil-based lubricant, a water-based one when you're inserting this to help make it a little bit easier. My second tip for inserting it is relax. When we are tense, it's going to be a whole lot more uncomfortable and painful and even difficult. So close your eyes, do some deep breathing, think about something that makes you really happy, and make sure you're nice and relaxed. If you're not, come back and do it later. My third tip to insert without pain is to do your fold. So I like my 7-fold, so I'm going to demonstrate the 7-fold. do your fold, and then let's bring it over here. What I want you to do is make sure you've got a good grip on that fold. Start to insert it. Make sure you've still got a good grip. If you don't have a good grip, what might happen is that it starts to pop. Let's do that again. Love that. If we don't have a good grip, what might happen is that it pops open before we've fully inserted it while it's kind of still at the opening of the vagina, and that would probably really hurt. So that third tip is, once you've folded it up, make sure you've got a good grip so it doesn't pop open too early. My fourth tip is to make sure you're using the best fold for you. So there are different kinds of folds, and I'll let you go find another video on different kinds of folds, but different folds are good for different reasons. So some folds pop open a little bit easier and others don't. Some folds have a smaller insertion point and others don't. So what do I mean by insertion point? For instance, I'll do the 7 fold again. So you fold it into a 7 shape, and then the top of it, that's the insertion point, and it's much smaller than what that is. So for instance, the C fold, that's a much larger insertion point than the 7 fold. So I like the 7 fold a lot because I feel like it's got a small insertion point and it pops open easier. You could do the punch down fold, which also has a smaller insertion point, but play around with different folds and try and find one that has the smallest insertion point for you to minimize pain while you're inserting it. And my last tip to minimize pain while you're inserting the cup is to have your cup in this hand and use your other hand as well to kind of spread and open so that you're not like pinching skin and pinching things that shouldn't be pinched. So don't be afraid to use this hand, maybe 2 fingers, to kind of like hold the vaginal opening open so that this can go in a little bit easier. So now let's talk about pain when you're removing the cup. The first rule is to make sure that you've broken the seal before you start to wiggle it out. So how do you break the seal? Your cup's in the vagina, you put 1 finger up and you can push against the wall of the cup, or you can find the grip rings. The Saalt cup have grip rings. Other cups might have a different kind of way that you locate the base of the cup, and you pinch the base of the cup and you start to wiggle it out. Do not tug on the stem. That will cause a lot of pain. Do not start to pull from the base before the seal is broken. If you don't break the seal, you will experience some pain. So make sure the seal's broken. My second tip to minimize pain when you're taking the cup out is to make sure that once you've pinched, you don't let go of that pinch as you wiggle it out. Because just like when you're inserting it, if you let go of your pinch too early, and it pops open in a place that might hurt if it pops open, then you can experience some pain. So pinch, wiggle, and don't let go of that pinch until it's out. So make sure you've got a good grip on your cup before you start to wiggle it out. And my third tip to minimize pain when you're removing it is to, once you've pinched your cup, twist it so that it's vertical, not horizontal like that, because that's the shape your vaginal opening is in. Your vaginal opening is not really a horizontal hole, it's more so a vertical hole. So I mentioned this in my removing the cup video. If you didn't watch that, you can go back and watch in depth how to take out the cup, because this is just a few tips. But essentially, our vaginal opening, it doesn't really go in that horizontal shape. It goes more in a vertical shape like that. So if you're taking the cup out and the cup is kind of horizontal like that, it's like pulling a horizontal peg out of a vertical hole. So make sure that as you're wiggling, you twist a little bit so that the cup comes out vertically rather than horizontally, and that's gonna minimize the pain that you experience. If you wanted to try the Saalt Soft Cup which is gorgeous. Or even just the Saalt normal firmness cup. I've got the code BRIGHTGIRL, which you can use to get $5 off shipping from Saalt Co. They are absolutely amazing. Their customer service is amazing, and they're just a gorgeous and really sweet group of people. So if you don't already love the Saalt cup, if you do end up trying it, I promise you, you will love your experience with Saalt. That's the end of today's video. However, I do have another video in this series coming up, which is all about how to reduce leaks that you might get with the cup. So keep your eye out for that. And I also have some exciting news in an upcoming video as well, which will be awesome. But for now, you can check out my Instagram if you want to learn more about cups, about menstrual health, about period pain, how to get rid of period pain, or you can check out some of my other videos in this series. So this is part 3, this is part 1 and 2 about how to insert and remove the cup in a lot of depth. They're like 20-minute videos because I can talk for a long time. So if you really want to get to the place where you're an absolute master at the cup, go watch those videos. Otherwise, I will see you in the next part of this Master the Menstrual Cup series or over on Instagram. My book, The Bright Girl Guide, is officially available. It is all about you understanding your menstrual cycle and your hormones